Hi, everybody. This is Jan Romano. I'm from Mass Higher Metro North Career Centers in Woburn, in Cambridge, and Chelsea. And I'm coming to you to talk to you about Twitter. This is our third part of our training session in Twitter. And today we're going to talk about tweeting and what is a tweet and how do we tweet and what should we tweet, especially as a job seeker. So I'm going to focus this on a professional Twitter account. And if you watch the other two episodes, you'll see that I do present this as from a point of view as a job seeker looking for using Twitter to make a professional online presence. So I know we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, and we're using those to build our brand. And so that's what we're doing with Twitter. And so we've talked about those things about creating our account. We've talked about following and searching and getting followers. And now we're going to talk, part 3 is about tweeting. So I'm going to just show you a little bit about what we're going to do today. Tweets, retweets, hashtags, privacy settings, protected tweets, direct messaging. Some of those things you might have heard before and not understood what they're for. And so we want to make them clear. And so we'll start by talking about tweets and retweets. Now, I'm going to take my webcam and shut that off for now. I'll come back a little bit later when we're done to wrap this up. All right, so first we're going to talk about what is a tweet and what is a retweet. So a tweet is in Twitter, of course, when you already have created your account, and now you're able to, another word for a tweet, especially used in LinkedIn, is called posting. So you're basically posting something that is important to you to help build your brand, to help get you noticed, to help build your network. So we have 280 characters that we're able to use. Your tweets, when you tweet them, are going to automatically be placed on your followers' homepage. Remember, when you follow a company or a person or a topic, there'll be people who tweet about it. You can also retweet, repost their tweets, and that's a great way of flattering someone, but also sharing their information and giving it out to your followers as well. So you're going to be able to tweet primarily about things that are relatable to your profession. So keep that in mind. Don't tweet about things that you have opinions over, that you want to complain about. Keep this professional. And then bit.ly.com is a way to shorten a long URL that you might want to share in your tweet. And bit.ly.com is just one of the websites that you can go to. Remember, you are only going to be allowed 280 characters. So if you're going to tweet something and then want to include a website to go to, that website might be very long and you might want to shorten it. So I'll try to show you how to use that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in to my Twitter account, and you've seen it if you've watched the other two presentations. But the key to self-confidence is preparation. That's a statement that I like to make. Remember, my name is Jan Romano. This is my Twitter handle, so feel free to find me on Twitter. I have a bio. Remember, you get 160 characters for your bio. I'm in the Boston area, and this is my LinkedIn URL as well. So anyone who comes into my account can click and go into my LinkedIn account as well. These are the things that I've tweeted about. So I tweet primarily in LinkedIn as well as in Twitter, and I tweet about the types of courses that I'm teaching, whether they're live courses or remote live. And so I tweet about those. And then I tweet about all kinds of topics to do with PowerPoint, Word, Excel, because I teach Microsoft Office as well, careers. And so all types of things that I am tweeting and I am posting. So we want to tweet to build our professional brand. So let's say I have a tip or trick that I learned in Excel that I want to share. I can tweet about that. Let's say I'm looking for an instructor position in the Boston area teaching Microsoft Office. I can tweet that I am an instructor looking for a position or looking to teach you Microsoft Office. Something you can turn it and twist it so that it doesn't sound like you're just saying, hey, I need a job. You're turning it and showing that your professional skills are available for anyone who is interested. So I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation for just a moment, and let's talk about what to tweet about. I gave you a few examples, but notice you want to build your brand, and I want you to notice the first bullet, accomplished mobile app engineer who knows such and such. That's something, that's part of a tweet that you can tweet. That is saying who you are and building your brand. You can tweet, share news and upcoming events of interests that to your followers, so or interests to your potential hiring managers. So you've got some news or you've got some upcoming events that you know of that you want to share, whether they're your upcoming events or somebody else's, you can certainly share them. Advertise yourself. Advertise yourself and maybe even put a link to your resume if it's on a web page. Give a compliment to a company that maybe you would like to work for. Notice this example right here in the fourth bullet, inspired by such and such company, customer service and high quality products. Hope to connect to discuss how my creativity could add to your success. So you've experienced some customer service, let's say in a company, and you're thinking, I'd really like to work there. So tweet about that. Ask for a retweet. Notice this, John Smith, sales growth catalyst, 10 plus years sales management experience, seeking position in CPG, seek, and then maybe put your LinkedIn profile website for resume. And then at the end, please retweet. RT means retweet. Maybe you can show what value you can bring to a particular company. So for example, employer X, I've run social media campaigns that increase likes by 25% and followers by 10%, and I can do the same for you. These are some things that you can tweet about as a job seeker. You can tweet that are interesting and get people to notice you, and maybe they'll follow you as well, or check out your LinkedIn account and email you for an interview. So again, we're using Twitter for our online professional presence. Now, I want to go over who can see your tweets. And I also want to go over how to tweet. So I'm going to go back to my Twitter account, and I'm going to click on the bird right up here. And I'm going to want to tweet something. So how do I tweet something? I click right here where it says what's happening. And I might tweet about an upcoming event. So next week, I'm going to have an Excel live training and Q&A, so question and answer session. Call it an event at MassHire. Now, it's not at the location for MassHire. So remember, you have 280 characters. You want to make it clear. So maybe I'll just put the event, and then maybe I'll put in the event flyer that I might have. And I want you to notice that this is a picture that I could add, a GIF file, a chart basically, and an emoji that I can add. So I can add a website, or I can add pictures and so forth. And I want you to think about it. You want to make it visually interesting. So I'm going to make this a little bit visually interesting, and I'm going to put in the website that it is on. So I'm going to put www.massHireMNcareers.com, and I'm going to hit enter. And that is the website where they can find that information. Let's see, I think I typed that right, MassHireMNcareers.com. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll come up to the internet and go to that website first. So I'll go to that MassHire website. And maybe I'll even find that event. So I'm going to come down here and look for that event, and that's Excel Basics, and there are more events. So I'll click on my Excel Basics event that's going to be running next week. Internet's just a little slow. Here it comes. And so I might take this URL. So I'm coming up here to the top, and I'm going to copy that website. Now I'm going to go back to Twitter and replace what I typed with the real website that will get the person, when they look at this and will be able to click on it because it's going to be a tweet. They're going to be able to go directly to that website. Now that website is kind of long. And remember I said to you, there is something called bit.ly.com. See, I might want to write a little bit more about what this Excel live training /QA is all about, and write up to 280 characters and want every character that I've typed for my URL to be included in that 280. So maybe I'll take this website, and instead of leaving it like that, I'm going to go to bit.ly.com. Now bit.ly.com, like I said, is just one of the websites which is going to allow me to shorten my website URL. So I'm going to come right here where it says shorten your link, right click and paste. Come over here to the right, click on the shorten button, and now it shortens that to a real live URL that's going to work, but that's a lot smaller. So I'm going to click copy, go back to Twitter if I want, delete that one, and paste in the new one. That gives me more opportunity to type what this event is about. So I'm going to say, learn to create a budget with formulas in using Excel. Now I'm going to tweet it. So I'm going to click on tweet, and that tweets to who? So that's what I want to talk about next. We talked about followers and who we follow in my last session, but I want you to go and take a look at my profile with me. I have 51 people that follow me. It's not a lot, but I have 51 people. Those 51 people just received my tweet, probably in the next couple of minutes. They are the only ones that received that tweet, because that tweet that I tweeted, here it is right here, that tweet did not have any hashtags in it. So if I don't use any hashtags, absolutely 51 followers, and only 51 followers, will get my tweet. Well, that's not a lot of people to advertise that I'm having an Excel training event. So maybe I want to tweet that using hashtags. So what is a hashtag? Let me show you. And we're going to come back and look at public. We're going to come back and we're going to take a look at some of these Twitter buttons as well. But I want to go through and talk about what a hashtag is. A hashtag is a number sign that you're going to put in front of words or phrases without any spaces, in front of key words. You're going to choose important words in your tweet to bring attention to. And what that will do is that will put that tweet in a group based on the words that you used. So let me explain that a little bit further. I'm going to go back in my Twitter account. I'm going to go back up here in tweet, and I'm going to say hashtag Excel live training event. And I'm going to put that URL again and paste it. I'm going to put a hashtag in front of, let's say, training. So now I am advertising more so Excel and training in this tweet. All right, watch when I click the tweet button. It's still going to go to my 51 followers for sure, but anyone in the world who uses Twitter, if they in the search bar type in a hashtag in any of the words that I hashtagged, so let's say I type in the word Excel and hit enter, a list of all the tweets that are happening now and in the past that have Excel in them. Notice the word Excel right here. Each one of these has the word Excel in their tweet, and mine will be included in here. Since I just tweeted it, it takes a while for it to come up, but my tweet will be in this list. I've been placed in a group of Excel, and that's the topic that I decided to hashtag. Now, I want to go back to my profile. I want to go back and show you my tweet, Excel and training. So that means if anyone in the world comes up and does a hashtag for training, again, that's a topic that I feel is a key word in my industry. Anyone who else is tweeting with a hashtag training, their tweets will show up as well. So I'll be in this group of people who tweet about training, and that gets me more visibility. And that's the reason why you use hashtags. Now, hashtags should be used 2 to 3 per tweet. So don't do any more than 2 or 3 in a tweet. And that will get you more notice because anyone in the world can then search. So notice down here, you can find a topic using a hashtag when you search. So if you've tweeted with a hashtag, somebody else can search with that hashtag. So notice the example I put down here. If somebody tweets with a hashtag mass hire, and then somebody searches for a hashtag mass hire, they'll be able to find all the posts, all the tweets that were tagged using that topic, mass hire. And the nice thing about it is, when I go back to my account, let's say, for example, I take a look at my home page, and I take a look at Biogen tweeted, "We're all in this together," and they hashtagged it. If I click on this hashtag, it will bring me to a group of everyone who is tweeting about "we're all in this together." In this together. We're all in this together. And so that's a great way of putting yourself in a group and for people to find you that are not your followers. Okay? All right, I'm going to go back to my profile. I'll go back to my PowerPoint. Now, I want to make sure that you understand. I'm going to go back and take a look. When you are looking at people's tweets, you're able to comment on a tweet. You're able to retweet, like it, send them a direct message, or maybe copy it or bookmark it for later. And you'll able to see on your own tweets that you might be more interested in is looking at some tweet analytics, but it costs money in order to see, who's looking at your tweets and how graphically it has been. Is it trending, that type of thing. So where do you find these? Right here. Well, if I go back to my account and I go back home and I take a look at some of these tweets. So Ladders just tweeted, "Being a successful entrepreneur." And maybe that's something that I want to retweet, for example, or put a comment on, retweet, plain like it, my name will be associated with that like, or if I click this button, I'll get some other choices in order to direct message and share. So let's say I want to retweet. I'm going to click on this retweet button, retweet or retweet with a comment. It's always a good idea to retweet with a comment. So you can add your own comment in. And so this could be, for example, that you're giving them accolades or that you are also agreeing with them. And I'll just type some information in here. And then notice if I put a hashtag in with my information, I am also now, when I tweet this, I'm tweeting what they're they've tweeted. I'm tweeting what I want to tweet, and I've also hashtagged it so other people can find that keyword. Obviously, this is just some quick text that I've typed in there. I'm really not going to retweet this, but retweeting is a great way of taking somebody else's tweet, which is a form of flattery. You like what they said and you retweet it on your list of tweets as well. So remember, your followers will get it if you use a hashtag. Anyone who searches for that topic in the search bar will also find your tweet. So you become more visible. Now, some of you might be saying, I don't want to be more visible. Well, I think that's probably not a wise decision when you are a job seeker. So this is the last thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about all tweets are public. They're visible to anyone who looks at your profile. All tweets are public to your followers. They are visible to your followers. But if you use hashtags, remember they can be visible to anyone who searches for that particular word that you hashtag. Now, there are some things called protected tweets, which means that you're trying to make your account private, which means no one will be able to see your tweets other than your followers, whether you hashtag or not. So there are some pros to protecting your tweets, but the cons outweigh the pros. And so as a job seeker, you want to be public. You want to have a public account. You want your tweets to be visible because you are tweeting about professional topics, and that's what I'm advising you to do. So if I take a look at what we've covered today, hashtags, retweeting, tweeting. Now, if you've already been tweeting, you want to clean up your tweets if they are not appropriate. So I want you to think about it. Some of you have had a Twitter account for years and years, and maybe you've tweeted years ago and you maybe put some political opinions on Twitter, or religious opinions on Twitter, or even you liked baseball or didn't like baseball. Whatever it is, I want you to go back and take a look at those tweets. Now, how do you do that? Remember, you go to your account. I'll go back to my account and take a look at my profile. These are my tweets. And if I decide that I don't want to tweet something, I don't want it visible because I've already tweeted it, I'm going to click this down arrow beside a tweet, and I'm going to be able to delete that tweet. So I'll delete this one. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes, I'll hit delete, and that takes it off of the list of tweets. So you should go back and look at your tweets, and if they're not appropriate to now you as a job seeker in the type of industry that you want to work in, what you should do is you should clean up your tweets because they can give a wrong message or just a bad impression. So definitely do that before you leave your account today. Clean up any tweets. So here are some resources for you. I'm going to come back and bring my camera back. I want to make sure that you know that you are not alone. You have the internet to Google, but here are some great resources. JobScan, Twitter Help Center, Work It Daily, and our MassHire Metro North Career Center website. So feel free to look at those. They're going to give you some advice on what to do in your Twitter account like I have. They're also going to point you to some other trainings as well. And hopefully you have enjoyed learning more about what to tweet about, especially as a job seeker. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I am Jen Romano from MassHire Metro North Career Center. You can find us at www.masshiremncareers.com. We are in Cambridge, Chelsea, and Woburn, Massachusetts, and this is our YouTube channel, and you can certainly find more trainings that are live on our website as well as tutorials on our YouTube channel. And thank you for joining me today.